And for those of you that haven't been to Widgie at a campfire for a while, these are the songs that I sung when I was a kid over 40 years ago here. They're the same songs that kids sing today. It's interesting. They sing the same stuff that we sang a long, long time ago, and it's really a great experience to come during the summer and sit in on the closing campfire when the kids choose the songs, and they sing the same songs that people my age grew up and really enjoyed singing. So.
I was born in the path of the winter wind, and raised where the mountains are old. Their springtime waters came dancing down, and I remember the tales they told. The whistling ways of my younger days too quickly have faded on by, but all of their memories linger on.
Closing dinner period was called lumberjack banquet, and to be properly dressed for the lumberjack banquet, you had to have a bow tie. That was absolutely required. Now, most people went out into the woods and got a piece of birch bark and twisted it around this way and that way, or went out and got a couple of sprigs of pine needles or cedar and tied them together so the ends stuck out. But there was one kind of bow tie which was considered far superior to every other, and that was the wooden bow tie.
I always paddled thinking of Madeline. She was a husky girl, and it was very fulfilling as a woman to do this, because you got to connect with that part that was there. And it was offered nowhere else.
Right. So a little island.
And to come and just have your two work shirts when everybody else was wearing, Ralph Lauren, and it didn't matter what kind of jeans you had, and it didn't matter what kind of hat. It mattered, could you laugh through 7 days of rain, and could you cook something, and it was all the camaraderie of women working together.
I got off my Voyager trip, and, there was no feeling of hierarchy in Armin's mind, and therefore not in mine. And so I get off the trail, and it's like, well, do you want to work in the kitchen, or do you want to pick the moss off the outhouses? And naturally, I couldn't stand the idea of being inside, so I picked moss off all Biffy Row.
One morning, about 5 o'clock, I was awakened by the camp cook, and she was petrified, and she said, "Whitey, I'm not going back in the kitchen this morning to cook." And I said, "What's happened?" She said, "There's a bear in the dining hall."
You kept on. And hopefully you came back and helped the guy behind you if he or she was not able to make it as quickly as you made it. And most of us, since we were here, have had many portages to make. Some of them have been tougher. Some of them have been easy. Some of them have been the same. But most of them have been different. And each case have challenged us and made us think, well, can we make it? And do we go back and help someone along the way who perhaps has been part way on this portage, but not all the way across?
How many of you have come back at one point or another to Widgie? And we come home is what we do.
And I remember the tales they told, the whistling ways of my younger days too quickly have faded on by, but all of their memories linger on, like the light in a fade